Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to my channel Natural Biology. And in my previous class, I have completed the life cycle of Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay. So in this class, I am going to explain you about the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. Wuchereria bancrofti life cycle. From NEET point of view, the NCERT chapter number 8, okay, human health and diseases. Okay, whereas Telangana government zoology first year lesson number 6, unit 6, biology in human welfare. Okay, so this is the life cycle important topic. Okay, the question can be framed at NEET point of view also, so that is why it is important. So without late, we will go into start the class. Right, what is mean by actually Wuchereria bancrofti? If we talk about its systematic position, it belongs to the phylum Nematoda, and class Phasmidia. This is not much important, but have to remember phylum Nematoda. As Ascaris we have discussed, Ascaris also belongs to same phylum Nematoda and class Phasmidia. Okay, commonly called filarial worm. Okay, Wuchereria bancrofti is a pathozoan. It is a pathozoan. It is a parasite, commonly called filarial worm. Okay, it causes a disease called filariasis. What is the disease caused to human being is important NEET point of view. Filariasis. Okay, this point is important. NEET point of view, this disease name is important. Filariasis. If we talk about the nature of this parasite, it is a digenetic. So far we have learned what is mean by digenetic. It is going to complete its life cycle in two hosts. One is the man and another is the mosquito. Okay, man primary host, mosquito secondary host. Okay, dimorphic, have two forms, male and female. Two forms are available here, and it is a histozoic parasite. Lives in the tissues of the body. Histology, as you know, the histology is nothing but study of tissues. So it lives in the tissues of the body, hence it is histozoic parasite. Okay, which tissues? Lymph vessels. It lives in the lymph vessels. This point have to remember. It present or lives in the lymph vessels of the man. So actually, where lymph vessels are present, lymphatic system. There is a special system in our body, lymphatic system. Wherever the veins are present in our body, okay, arteries, veins, you know, circulatory system, arteries, veins are the blood vessel which collect the deoxygenated blood from the body parts. So wherever the veins are present, parallel to the veins, lymph vessels are present. Hope you understand. This lymph vessels is the site of the presence of these worms, okay, filarial worms. Sir Patrick Manson, scientist name Sir Patrick Manson, identified what? Female Culex mosquito. Female Culex mosquito is the vector for this disease, biological vector for disease. It carries these worms from one person to another person. Female Culex mosquito is important NEET point of view. Whereas in case of Plasmodium vivax, female Anopheles mosquito is a carrier. Here female Culex mosquito is a carrier. Important. Okay. Right. If we talk about the structure of this worm, they are generally long, narrow and filiform. Filiform nothing but thread-like. Okay. It is a long and very narrow thread-like structure. And creamy white in color. Which color? Creamy white. Generally white in color. Okay. Anterior end is a blunt. This is not sharp. It is not like sharp. It is having a like a blunt end. Okay. It is a sharp end and it is a blunt end. Then anterior end is blunt, having mouth in both worms. Mouth is present here. Okay. Mouth is present. Already we have discussed it in the Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay, round worms, same structure. Just the difference is anterior blunt end and posterior posterior is a pointed end. Anterior blunt end, posterior pointed. Pointed nothing but sharp end. Okay, this is enough. Hope you understand. Anterior blunt end, posterior sharp end, pointed end. Both the worms. Okay. If we talk about the structure of male worm, anterior mouth is present here. Both the worms mouth is present. Below the mouth, excretory pore is present. Excretory pore. So both worms having excretory pore for removing the nitrogenous waste material. Okay, this part is important. In male, posterior curved end is present, same like Ascaris. Posterior curved end, whereas in female, straight curved end. This is a straight curved end. Here, posterior curved end. Okay, it is a curved end, whereas it is a straight end. So male having curved end at posteriorly, whereas female having straight end. In male, at the tail region, cloacal aperture is present. What is present? Cloacal aperture. Once you refer the lesson, Ascaris, not lesson, topic, Ascaris lumbricoides, it is having same structure. Okay, like a round worm, male round worm. The male filarial worm also have same structure, only the small difference that can be framed as a question in the NEET examination. I will tell that difference. Okay, right. Cloacal aperture is present at posterior cloacal aperture. Here, chitinous setae are present. Okay, a pair of unequal sized chitinous setae. Right, I will write the name. This pineal spicules. Pineal spicules, chitinous pineal spicules are copulatory spicules. Pineal spicules are copulatory spicules. Or we can also call pineal setae, chitinous pineal setae. Setae, spicules, same meaning. Okay. Unequal sized, this is important. Okay. Not one is a shorter and one is a longer. Okay, these are copulatory organs which can deposit the sperms into the female body. So this point is important, whereas in Ascaris, both are having same size. Equal sized chitinous pineal spicules are present in Ascaris, whereas unequal sized chitinous pineal spicules are present in the adult filarial worm. That is only the one difference, can be framed as a question in like statement type question. Okay, right. If you talk about female, same. Anterior blunt end having mouth, excretory pore, posterior straight end, okay, having tail. At posterior end, anus is present. Anus is present, okay. From mouth to 1/3 of the body, having one more pore, female genital pore. Female genital pore present in the female mid-ventrally from mouth 1/3 of the body. Okay, having female genital pore. Once you have to learn and come the Ascaris lumbricoides, then you can understand the structure of these both worms. Hope you understand about the structure. That's all. Come to life cycle. As already we have discussed, it is a digenetic parasite. It is going to complete its life cycle in two hosts. One is the man. Here man is the primary host. Mosquito is the secondary host. Whereas Plasmodium vivax, man is the secondary host. Female Anopheles mosquito is the primary host. In case of Wuchereria, filarial worm, man is the primary host and female Culex mosquito is the secondary host. Okay, right. This difference you have to know. First we'll talk about man, thereafter mosquito. Life cycle in man. Now the worms, adult worms present in the lymph vessels of the man. Where they are present? Lymph vessels. In lymph vessels only they copulate, mate each other and they carry out their reproduction. Where? In our body. Our body is a bedroom for them. Okay. So here only copulation takes place. Female lay. Female lay eggs or larvae. Larvae within the female body. Here female is ovoviviparous. First female lay eggs within in the body. Thereafter larvae is released from the female. Here eggs are produced. Here only these eggs are converted into larvae. Now larvae comes out. Larvae comes out here. So female is ovoviviparous. First it lay eggs, then eggs convert into larvae. Now female release the larvae. Hence female is called ovoviviparous. Important. Okay, so it releases the larvae. Copulation takes place in the lymph vessel. First step. Female release sheathed microfilaria larva. Larva name is important. Larva name is microfilaria or microfilaria larva, but having a sheath. Okay, as you know, before the marker is covered with a plastic sheath, plastic layer. Likewise, this larva also have a layer. Okay, a sheath, chitinous cuticle, cuticular sheath. Which type of sheath? Not chitinous, cuticular sheath. Cuticular sheath is believed like a shell. It is like a modified. It is believed a modified shell. So microfilaria larva having a sheath over its surface. Sheathed microfilaria larva. Enough. If we talk about its size, 0.3 to 0.3 millimeters in size. 0.32 to 0.3 millimeters in size. Very small. Okay. Here also mentioned microfilaria 0.2 to 0.3 millimeters. Cuticular sheath is present and it shows nocturnal periodicity. What is meant by nocturnal periodicity? After releasing the larvae into the lymph vessels, they rupture the wall of the lymph vessels, then enter into our blood circulatory system. Okay. Now during the night time, between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. night 10 p.m. to morning 4 a.m. they comes out, okay, to the periphery. Before that we will talk about one thing. Once the microfilaria larvae enter into our blood from the lymph vessels, they enter into our blood, they go deeply during the daytime. I am talking during the daytime, they seated deeply within the body, deeper regions. They come to periphery between the 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Okay, during night time they come to periphery. These blood vessels they come where mosquito can bite and these larvae enter into the mosquito body. But during daytime they go to the deeper blood vessels, won't come out to the periphery. Such phenomenon of the migration of the microfilaria larva is called nocturnal periodicity. Nocturnal means you know that the animals which are active during the night time. So larva also active during the night time, coming to the surface, hence nocturnal periodicity. Hope you understand. Important 2 marks question. What is meant by nocturnal periodicity? Which worm shows nocturnal periodicity? The migration of microfilaria larva, okay, to the periphery between the 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and go to the deeper blood vessels during the daytime. This phenomenon is called nocturnal periodicity, shown in the microfilaria larva or Wuchereria larva. Enough. Now, when it come to during night time, when it come to the periphery, superficial blood vessels, at that time when female Culex mosquito bite to that patient, okay, filariasis patient, these larvae enter into the mosquito body. Okay, when mosquitoes suck the blood, they enter into the midgut of the mosquito. Where they enter? This is the mosquito sucking here. They enter into the midgut of the mosquito. Here they enter, they comes out. If they not reach to the mosquito within 70 days, here only they will die within our body. Okay. If they not transfer into the mosquito, they will die in our body within 70 days. Remember. Once they enter into the mosquito body, they goes to the midgut, foregut, midgut, hindgut, middle gut, midgut, right. The sheath after reaching the midgut, the outer sheath and microfilarial larva, the sheath get dissolved. Sheath get dissolved within 2 to 6 hours. How many? 2 to 6 hours. Now, the egg-sheathed microfilaria reach the hemocoel. From the midgut, they enter into their body cavity. Yeah, we know that arthropods' body cavity is called hemocoel. They enter into the hemocoel. From hemocoel, within 2 days, they reach to the thoracic muscle, chest muscle. Here the thorax will be, chest muscles will be. Thoracic muscles. These are the thoracic muscles. And they transform into first stage microfilarial larva. What? First stage larva, microfilarial larva or sausage shaped larva. Which shape? Sausage shape. This is the sausage shape. So they transfer into these sausage shaped microfilarial larvae. Okay, right. Now, here only, where in thoracic muscles, it undergo first molting, second molting, it become third stage microfilarial larva. It carry out 2 moltings. Molting is nothing but removing its outer layer, sheath, removing the skin. How snake removed skin, that process is called ecdysis or molting, removing the outer layer. The sausage shaped larva or first stage microfilarial larva undergo first molting, become second stage, second molting become third stage within 10 to 20 days. 10 to 20 days. This point is important. This third stage microfilarial larva is the infective stage. Infective stage means which can cause infection to the other host, new host. As you know, in case of Plasmodium vivax, okay, different stages are there now. But in Ascaris, we have to remember infective stage. Second stage rhabditiform larva. Which stage? Second stage rhabditiform larva is the infective stage to the Ascaris. Whereas Plasmodium also, infective stage to the man. Okay, which one? Sporozoid stage. Sporozoid stage is the infective stage to us. Point is, remember, which infective stage and mosquito are their larvae name will be given in the form of match the following. So, in case of Plasmodium, sporozoid. In case of Ascaris, is the second stage rhabditiform larva. In case of Wuchereria or filariasis, what? Third stage microfilarial larva is the infective stage. This one, important. So they reach to the labium, means the lower lip of the mosquito, ready to bite to another person. Once the mosquito bite to the new host, okay, they enter into the blood, okay, then they reach to the lymph vessels again, okay. In a new host, they reach to the lymph vessels. In lymph vessels, it carry out third molting, become fourth stage larva, carry out fourth stage molting, become young stage or young one stage. These young ones develop into adult within 5 to 18 months. Within 5 to 18 months, they get sexual maturity. They can able to give the next generation. So this is about the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, microfilaria. Right. So what it caused to us? Pathogenicity. Okay, here I written few points about pathogenicity. They cause filarial worm, filariasis, as we already discussed. Filariasis. When the infection is very light, very less infection, it causes filarial fever. Filarial fever. Symptoms like headache, increasing the body temperature, and also mental depression. These are the symptoms. And this, at light infection only, it causes inflammation, swelling of the body parts, inflammatory effect caused by this filarial worm. The inflammation of lymph vessels called lymphangitis, angios, blood vessels, lymphangitis, swelling of lymph vessels, lymphadenitis, swelling of lymph glands, lymphadenitis, adenos glands, lymphangitis, swelling of lymph glands, In case of swelling of overall the body parts cause lymphoedema. Lymphoedema is nothing but swelling of limbs, hands, legs especially. Okay, this called lymphoedema. Not only hands and legs. Okay, in case of male, scrotal sac also swells. Okay, the testes where they located in the scrotal sac, total scrotal sac, the total scrotal sac will be swelled. You can see the images here. Okay, normal and normal elephantiasis. The disease called elephantiasis and the swelling of scrotal sac. In case of female, swelling of mammary glands also takes place. Okay, so that condition is called lymphoedema, or final stage where the swelling of body parts takes place. We can call elephantiasis. Okay, a heavy infection. During the heavy infection, when the worms will not reach to the mosquito within 70 days, the dead worms accumulate in the lymph vessels only, causes swelling of the body parts. You know, the person is having like a elephant leg. Okay, which type of leg? Elephant leg. So we can call it elephantiasis. So filariasis at heavy infection at the last stage, final stage, we can call it elephantiasis or elephant leg. Okay, disease is called elephantiasis. Leg look like an elephant leg. Okay. Hope this is about the pathogenicity. Okay, few points have to remember. Prophylaxis, prevention. As you know that prevention is better than cure. So prevention is like same like Plasmodium. We have to spread DDT. Okay, and BHC. These are the insecticides where the mosquitoes are grow or where the mosquitoes increase their number or where they stay at that region. We have to spray insecticides. Or we have to grow such type of fishes like insectivorous, larvivorous fishes, Gambusia, or insectivorous plants like Utricularia. These can eat or they consume the mosquitoes. They kill the mosquitoes. Or also we can spray what oils, kerosene, pyrethrum oils on the stagnated water. Thereby larva cannot breathe properly, lack of oxygen. Or we can also use some mosquito nets, mosquito repellents, protect ourselves from the mosquitoes. So that is about the prophylaxis, not much important, but have general awareness to prevent the mosquito population. Hope you understand. Thank you for listening this lesson. Okay, the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, this is the diagram, entire representation of the Wuchereria bancrofti. If you like the class or if you listening for the first time, watching for the first time, do support to my channel, subscribe the channel and like, comment, share. Okay, so do your best. Thank you very much.